Welcome back to 10 Gaming. Today we have a guest here who's bringing his Empire army, and I will be fielding my Beastmen army today. Quite different list, but let's see how it goes. We're playing Swedish comp as normal. I have a comp of 16, and the scenario we're playing is Blood and Glory, so it's banner scenario with the fortitude points. I will go through my army now. They're led by the Beast Lord. He has the Armor of Destiny, Dragon Bane Gem, Iron Curse Icon, Sword of Battle, and he has the Uncanny Senses. He also has a shield. Then I have a level 4 Great Bray Shaman. He has the Hag Tree Fetish, Fencer's Blade, Talisman of Preservation, and he's a level 4 of Death. Then I have 3 level 1 Shamans. This is my first one, Shadow. He has the Herdstone and additional hand weapon. Then this guy here, he has the Chalice of Dark Rain and additional hand weapon. And then I have one more here, he's the Lord of Beast, and he has the Dispel Scroll. Then I also have a Wargore BSB. He has the Beast Banner, Gnarled Hide, Heavy Armor and Shield for that 2-up armor save. For core I have 48 Gores with additional hand weapons and full command. 1 Tuskor Chariot. 5 units of Ungor Raiders with Musician. For special I have 2 Razorgore Herd, and for rare I have 1 Gorgon and 1 Jabber Scythe. For spells, my level 4 rolled up Doom and Darkness, Soul Blight, Spirit Leech and the Caress of Lanif. My first level 1 Shadow rolled up Melkot's Mystifying Miasma, and the second one rolled up the Withering. And for the Beast Shaman I brought Wisdom's Wild Form. And yeah, that was my Beastman army.
And here's my Empire army. It is led by an Archlector. He has heavy armor, Van Horseman Speculum and Charmed Shield. Then I have a Battle Wizard Lord level 4 with Lore of Fire and the Spell Scroll and Talisman of Protection. Then I kept Captain of the Empire, who is the Battle Standard Bearer, full plate armor, enchanted shield and Sword of Might. And then a Master Engineer, a Warrior Priest on horse with a great weapon and a Witch Hunter. Moving on to core, we have 40 Halberdiers with full command, 19 Handgunners with Standard Bearer and Champion, and then 10 unit of Inner Circle Knights, full command. Moving on to special, we have 3 Demigryph Knights with Musician. We have a Great Cannon, 19 Great Swords with full command, and then a Hellblaster Volley Gun and a Steam Tank. The army has a comp score of 11. And for spells, I roll up Fireball, Cascading Fire Cloak, Flaming Sword of Ruin, and Piercing Bolts of Burning. Empire took the first turn. I moved up the Knights. I swift reformed the Handgunners just to get out of the forest, since it was a blood forest. The Steam Tank moved up. Also the Halberdiers, Great Swords and the Demigryph Knights. Quite successful first turn. I got off Piercing Bolts of Burning on the big unit there and kill off like 7 Gores.
Yep.
And then what else? The Hellblaster shot off 4 Angor Raiders, and the steam tank took a shot at the chariot and killed it right off.
Beastmen turn 1, moved up the Razor Gore on the left flank here. Moved up the Gorgon to hide behind the building, but be able to do something next turn. Moved up the Angor here to block his potential charges. And yeah, otherwise I was quite static. Moved up the Razor Gore here as well to block, and the Jabber's Light behind. Let's go to Winds of Magic and shooting. Oh, quite eventful first turn. In the magic phase, I tried to cast Doom and Darkness on his general's unit over here, but he used his Dispel Scroll. Then I did Caress of Lenif, the big version, and I rolled really well. So I think I did 5 wounds.
Yeah.
And he actually died. He has no ward save, so it was just death for him. Then, when it was going so good, I tried to do Spirit Leech on his BSB since the general was killed now, but I got Irresistible Force, and we tied, so no wounds, and I killed 12 of my own Gores with the, no, 9 of them with the big blast, but fortunately my sorcerer is still alive, so that was quite lucky anyway. For shooting I did nothing, and that was my first turn. Let's go to Empire, turn 2.
Empire turn 2. The Demigryph's Knights charged into the pig, and the Great Swords into the flank of the pig. And the Halberdiers moved up. Also the steam tank. It got a misfire and lost like 3 steam points, so just 2 inches forward. And then the Knights stood still, and yeah, that's it. In the Empire Magic and Shooting phase, I tried to cast Fireball against the Angor Raiders, but it failed. No, it was dispelled. And then tried to cast Flames of Ruin on the Hellblaster, but he used his Dispel Scroll. So I got off 5+ Ward Shield of Faith on the Knight unit there. Then in the Shooting phase, shot into the Angor Raiders and killed them off. So many 6s. Yeah. So they're dead, and the Hellblaster took out 4 wounds on the Jabber's Light. And then the cannon misfired, tried to shoot the pig there. So he cannot shoot this phase or the next. Yeah. In the Empire combat phase, the Razor Gore died, so they reformed, as you see. Over to Beastmen turn 2.
On turn 2, the Razor Gore on the left flank tried to charge the cannon over there, but he came up short. The Gorgon here passed his frenzy test, so I didn't have to charge, and moved up a bit, but made sure I'm out of the arc here. Moved up the Angors to block his potential charge, and the same here. They're basically charge fodder. And the Jabber's Light moved up to make sure as much as possible gets his Aura of Madness. Here I'm quite static. That was everything. Let's go to Winds of Magic. Oh, in the Winds of Magic phase, first off, the Aura of Madness over here did 4 wounds to the steam tank and 1 to the Great Source. I think that was it.
Yeah.
Then when the actual magic phase happened, I got really high. I got 12 dice and he had 5. So I started with casting Doom and Darkness on this unit here. He let it go. Then I tried to cast Spirit Leech on his BSB, but he used all his dice to dispel it. Then finally I used 4 dice to cast off Caress of Lenif on his BSB, and I got Irresistible Force once again. And of course I got the Dimensional Cascade once more. Killed 9 of my Gores and my level 4 of Death as well, so I was quite unlucky. Then I had my level 1 Shadow cast Melkos Mystifying Miasma on the Knight unit here and lowered the movement by 1. And that was everything for Beastmen turn 2. Let's go to Empire turn 3.
Empire turn 3. The Demigryph's Knights charged, the Angor Raiders, the Halberdiers charged the lone Angor Raider here, and then the Knights just reformed We have a stalemate here, and yeah, the steam tank moved out 13 inches this way, quite ahead. Yeah, that's it. The hangar stood still. Over to shooting and magic. In the Empire magic and shooting phase, I got off Piercing Bolts of Burning on this unit, but just killed 2 Gores. The other spells was dispelled. And then the hangar shot into the Hunger Raiders and killed 3 of them. And the Hellblaster took out the Jabber's Life. Empire close combat phase, the Halberdiers overran the Hunger Raider 6 inches, and the Demogryph Knights overran, as you see. Over to Beastmen.
I thought I had a really good idea here, so I charged the Gorgon into his unit because I do Doom and Darkness, so I thought that he was going to flee off. But then I learned that the Witch Hunter makes them immune to this terror test, so they only have to take fear test basically. So that was pretty stupid, and it was a long charge, so I didn't make it. Moved up the Hunger Raiders here to block off his Knights. Reformed this unit here to get some ranks for the oncoming storm that is coming my way. And also over here the Razor Gore charged the cannon and made it in. That was everything. Let's go to Winds of Magic. So in the magic phase, I don't have that many spells anymore. First off, I tried to cast Wisdom's Wild Form on the Gore unit, but I failed to cast. Then I 5 dice the Withering on this unit, lowered their toughness by 3 or 2. It's a maximum. I got a Resistible Force, and I got the Power Drain. So my Shadow Wizard is now level 0. And then I tried to cast Melkos on his Knight unit, but I failed. That was everything. Let's go to... I also forgot the close comment over here. The Razor Gore killed the cannon and reformed, as you see. Now, let's go to Empire.
The Demogryphs charge this wizard. The steam tank charged the big unit here. And the Halberdiers just moved up to have the... what do you call it? Gorgon in the front arc. The Knights charged these Hunger Raiders, and the Hangars reformed just to see the Razor Gore. Yeah, that's it. Over to shooting and magic. Yeah, in the Empire magic phase, I dispelled Doom and Darkness, and but failed to dispel the Withering, so it remains. So they are toughness 1 still. Then in the shoot phase, the Hellblaster killed the Razor Gore, and that's it. Over to combat phase. Yeah, in the combat phase, the Demogryph Knights killed the Wizard. Yeah, what else? The Knights also killed the Hunger Raiders and just reformed. Over to Beastmen turn 5. Yeah.
Close combat.
Yeah, let's continue with this combat. The steam tank kill off 6 Gores with impact hits, and in return took 1 wound from the combat. Over to Beastmen turn.
The herd is no longer a herd. There are a couple of lost sheep who are running around. Here I charged Knights, and over here I don't have many options. I reformed, as you see, after last combat. Moved up one of the shamans here to block the dangerous Knights here, Griffon Knights. Yeah, that was everything. Let's go to Winds of Magic. Oh, for Magic phase, I actually 6 dice Melkos Mystic Miasma, the big version on this unit. And I got a 3, so lowered the weapon skill, initiative, movement, and ballistic skill, I think it is,
yeah,
with 3. And I got Irresistible Force as well, but I got the magical feedback, so both my shamans took 1 wound, and they were down to 1 each. That was everything. Let's go to close combat. So in the close combat here, I did 3 wounds to the steam tank. He's down to 2 wounds, and over here I only did 1 wound to the Knights, and he did 1 back. So I lost combat, but I'm stubborn and stay like this. That was everything.
The Demogryph Knights charged into this wizard and lost 1 wound because of dangerous terrain to the Venom thicket. Then the steam tank gonna misfire since it only has like 2 wounds, and it got valve locked, so it cannot use the steam cannon, so it still has 1 steam point. Otherwise, just move it up slightly, and also reform the handgunners, as you see. The knights is still in combat. So over to shooting and magic. Yeah, so I dispelled the withering from the halberdier unit, and couldn't shoot with anything else. So over to combat phase. Yeah, in the combat phase, I won this. No, it was a tie, and due to a musician, I won by 1. But the Gorgon stayed. Then the Demigryph Knights killed the Wizard and just stayed in the forest. And then the steam tank was killed with this unit, and they reformed.
Turn for Beastmen. The only charge I had was the Gorse into the flank of the Demigryphs. He was debating fleeing, but then I could charge the great swords, and with the off chance I won that combat, he could break. So I think it was a wise decision to stay here. That was everything. We're locked in combat over here. So let's go to Winds of Magic. I only had 1 spell left. Melkos did the big version here, but I didn't get it. He did manage to dispel it. And that was everything. Let's go to close combat. So at the end of the Beastman turn, the Demigryphs failed. I killed 1 of them. Did 2 wounds, I think, but since I charged in the flank, he needed double ones to stay. So they fled not off the board, but they fled, so they were not counted as points. And otherwise, we just remained. Nothing else happened. And after calculating all the points with the comp difference, and since I killed the BSB in general, I got extra points for that. So it was actually a very minor victory for the Beastmen. A bit shockingly, actually, but since no one broke the other, we didn't get any points for that. If it was just a regular game, I think the Emperor would steamroll me, to be honest. But it was a really fun game, and I don't know, I tried out Lord of Death for the first time, and it was quite successful before I blew myself up. But it was really fun, and it could have swung either way. I was quite sure that I would be that he would break me, because the halberdiers and the great swords, everyone was just running towards this unit. But in the end, it is how it is. It was a really fun game, and hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Bye.